Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Firm handshake, that's good. Very firm. What's your handshake like? Firm. Both firm.
So what would be your 3 top tips then for politicians who want to come across well to the media?
First thing is to understand they're there for you, not the other way around. So you decide what you're going to get out of any interview you do. Second thing, authenticity. Be yourself. There's no point thinking you can be something else. And I think the most important thing for a specific interview is actually you decide what you're going to say and you don't let them push you off it.
Alistair's top tips are you decide. At the end of the day, it's you who's being interviewed. Authenticity. Essentially, be yourself. And don't get pushed off subject. Make sure you know what you want to say.
Andrew Neil is one of the toughest BBC interviewers, and he's on the Daily Politics. So you two, tomorrow, are going to be grilled by Andrew Neil, OK? Why are you looking like that? Why are you not confident? Eh?
Oh,
The word grill just
Well,
kind of...
it's not as terrifying, but he's good at his job.
Okay.
He's going to interview you about whether you think fatty, sugary foods should be banned in school canteens. Good interviews, you need a killer line. We want to find a bit where one of you says, "Don't patronise me, Mr. Neil."
Oh, I'll say that.
I'm Laura Kunsberg and I'm the BBC's political editor. And my 3 top tips would be work hard, be nice, and ask lots and lots of questions. And if I'm allowed a 4th, don't take no for an answer.
As you're sitting there talking to Andrew Neil, your purpose is to persuade the person watching to agree with you. Do you care about this subject?
Yes.
Do you really care about it?
Yes.
That has got to be clear. Now, how do you make it clear that you care about something?
Put in lots of passion in it. And lots of emphasis. This should be banned. It needs to be banned.
Okay.
Children are getting ill.
Brilliant. What evidence do you have for that?
It's been scientifically proven that
By whom?
unhealthy food...
By whom?
By doctors, nurses...
Do you know these doctors?
My mum works in the NHS.
But why should we take your mum's opinion more than these companies that provide jobs, that give people food and drinks that they want?
The rookies are realising, after a grilling from Alistair, that statements have to be backed up by facts.
So would you ban these foods?
Yes.
Everywhere?
In schools.
OK.
If you encourage to ban it at school, they're going to bring home those
big
habits.
point, big point. This is about changing people's habits.
Yeah.
The way that Andrew Neil will come at you, he will be very much in favour of people being able to decide for themselves what they want to eat and drink, and they shouldn't be forced not to do something by the government. So you could actually turn it on him and turn it around. Andrew, this is exactly the same argument that people used to stop the compulsory wearing of seatbelts.
But seatbelts save lives, and so
Seatbelts
does
save
this.
lives, and so will this, exactly.
Briefing in the bag, the clock is counting down to the rookies' moment on the Daily Politics show. Andrew Neil is in position and ready to give our aspiring politicians a hard time.
Morning, folks. Welcome to the Daily Politics.
There's just enough time for a final few words of advice.
So you know what you're going to say, you know what your key facts are.
Yeah.
You're nervous.
Yes, a little bit. A little.
Give me one fact each that you're determined to get across. Fact.
Obesity costs the NHS £6 billion a year and diabetes £10 billion.
So you make the point with the fact, you support her.
Yeah.
OK?
We've got some of the dates of the seatbelts.
What was the date again? Don't look at your book.
January the 31st of 1983.
Right, you're not going to forget that, are you?
I know.
It's in there. Right. Do you remember we talked about having a killer line?
Yeah.
OK, what is it?
With respect, don't patronise me, Mr. Neil. I've done my research.
And joining me now on the Daily Politics are Charlotte and Henrietta. We're going to talk about banning sugary drinks and unhealthy foods in schools. Now, you're both in favour of it. Why, Henrietta?
Sugary drinks and unhealthy snacks should be banned from schools because the obesity and diabetes level are rising drastically and we need to stop this.
Perfect. What do you think?
Children are getting ill, they're not concentrating on their schoolwork, which is why government spends billions on children's education.
Do you think children listen to what teachers tell them to eat or not to eat?
Well, I think if they're educated properly and told properly, then they will, because, you know, children sometimes are considered as the naughty ones, but actually they can be good.
You know what I mean by the nanny state, the government telling you what to do. Isn't this just another example of the government trying to tell you what to do?
Well, Mr. Neil, do you remember on January 31st, 1983, when seatbelts were made compulsory?
Compulsory, you had to wear them.
It wasn't a popular idea, people didn't like it, but do you know how many lives it saved a year?
I think you're going to tell me.
Yes, 300 lives per year because the government did something.
What do you say to that?
If it's saving lives and it's helping the NHS, I think we should be told what to do.
When I was your age and someone told me not to do something, that usually meant I tried to do it.
Maybe you weren't educated properly enough about health and well-being.
Well, many people have said that. Now, you two clearly feel quite strongly about this, and you've all obviously thought it through as well, but why should adults listen to what 10-year-olds say?
Don't patronise me, Mr. Neil, with respect.
We've done our research.
You think you're going to win this argument?
I'm
Is your
pretty
school
confident.
going to go for a ban, do you think?
Everyone who I've spoken to has agreed.
OK. Charlotte, Henrietta, thanks for being on the Daily Politics.
How much does obesity cost the National Health Service?
£6 billion.
OK, and did anybody watching that interview know that now?
No.
Key fact. Key fact, you didn't actually get... But you got your point over.
Yeah.
You got your point over, but you didn't supplement it.
I couldn't.
Why?
I forgot.
OK. OK.
Yeah, I was thinking, I don't know.
You did really well with your first answer. Bang on the money straight away.
Thank you.
Yeah. You were very good at pushing him back in his place. Yeah, I thought you were a good team, actually.
Thank you.
Good team.
Meeting Alistair Campbell was really fun and he gave me lots of great advice.
I was really surprised how Alistair Campbell told us how much politicians always try and skive off their weak spot and get back to the point so they can answer the questions properly.
Meeting Andrew Neil, I was quite surprised because he was actually really kind and happy. Just when he's on the politics show, he makes himself sound a bit more terrifying.
I know he's really good at interviewing people and he usually gets the ugly truth out of politicians.
Charlotte, you did really well, and one of the best things was actually this important general point about people in politics. You came over really well on the telly. The energy, the passion, it was all there. Henrietta, you were excellent. You had really good demeanour. You looked relaxed, you looked totally unfazed. He threw a couple of wobblies at you, but you were absolutely fine, so well done.
Our rookies have packed in a lot of politics. They've hosted a transport discussion in Bristol, debated with passion in front of Mr. Speaker, and had the shock of their lives at number 10, and held their own under the TV studio lights. But have they got what it takes to pursue political careers?
Politics is about what the people think, and the people here thought you were amazing.
I think both of you will be well equipped to be politicians in the future if that's your choice.
You have both got what it takes to work in politics now, never mind the future.
Do you still want to be an MP?
Yeah, even more now.
And what about you? Do you still want to be a parliamentary researcher?
No, not really. I want to be an MP, Speaker or Prime Minister.
OK, quite an ambition. Well, I look forward to seeing you in the future, fighting for your local communities as an MP.
Thank you.
Well done.
And you?
Congratulations.